Hello everyone. So today we'll be having an example on FlowNet. So we're given a FlowNet here, drawn, shown in the figure, for a single row of sheet pile. Here is our sheet pile. Embedded or installed in a permeable soil layer. So this is our soil layer. So take note that a FlowNet should be drawn to scale. So here we have the thickness of the soil layer equals 10 meters, and that is actually drawn to scale. And from the ground surface, our upstream height is 5 meters here. So this is our upstream. And our downstream side is this one, having a 1.667 meters height of water from the ground surface. Okay, so again, the flow net is drawn to us. Now take note that the red colors are our equipotential line, and the blue color here is our flow line. Right, so from this figure, we can see that there is a flow channel and there is an equipotential drop. So we need these values. We have flow line is denoted as NF or N sub F. And from this figure, we have, flow channels. We have here 3 flow channels. This one, 2, and 3. So this is one flow channel. Let me just show it to you. This is another flow channel, the second flow channel. And we have here the third flow channel. So from here, our number of flow channel is 3. Then our number of equipotential drop, we have here 1 drop, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So the N sub D is 6. Okay, so in this example, we are asked to solve for the height from the ground surface. Will the water rise if piezometers are placed at several points, such as point A? So let us emphasize point A here at this point, and point B here, and then point C, and we have point D. Then the second question is the rate of seepage through the flow channel 2 per unit length. So this is our second flow channel here. So for this portion, what would be the rate of flow? So to answer it, remember that if we place a piezometer at an equipotential line, the head at any points in a single equipotential line would be the same. So if we place a piezometer here from our ground surface, the water will rise at a height of 5 meters. If we place a piezometer here, water will rise at a height of 1.67. So in this case, for us to determine the height of the water in a piezometer, we have to place a piezometer at the selected points. So if we place a piezometer here, let me change the color. We place a piezometer here at point A. Water will rise at a certain distance from the ground surface. Same thing at point B, point C, and point D. And take note that along this equipotential line, the head will be, or the potential head will be the same. So to do that, we should get first the head difference between the upstream and the downstream side. So we have the head difference, between upstream and downstream side. That would be this one. This is our H. So that will be equal to 5 minus 1.67. This is in meters. So that will be equal to 3.33 meters. Okay, so remember that this head difference is divided into each drop. Since we have a number of drop equal to 6, so we can solve for the head difference, head for each drop, because we have the number of equipotential drop equals 6. This is equal to H over N sub D, or 3.33 divided by 6, which would be equal to 0.555 meters. So that is the expected head drop or head loss in each equipotential drop. So like here we have 0.555 head loss. Here we have the same. Here also. Here and here. And here too. So we have 6. Now to get the height in the piezometer at the equipotential line A, or let's say this is line 1, meaning the total head drop at A would be 0.555. So we have a 0.555 head drop here. Similarly, from at B, we also have a 0.555 drop. That will be the same for all the equipotential drop. And so, if we put a piezometer here, the water will rise, let's say at point A. We have the water in the piezometer at A will rise to an elevation of, we have 5 minus, we only have 0.555 drop at point A, so we have the head difference minus 0.555. So here at point A, the reading at the piezometer would be 4.445 meters, and this is above the ground surface. Same thing at point B. The reading in the piezometer would be, let me just write it here directly. We have 5, which is our head difference, minus, so at point B, we have a drop of 2 times 0.555, so this is 2 times 0.555, and that would be equal to 3.89 meters. Again, that is above the ground surface. At point C, the reading at the piezometer would be, where is that? C? Here, if we place a piezometer here, there would be a drop of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we have 5 minus 5 having a drop of 0.555, and that would be 2.225, also above the ground surface. Then at point D, okay, notice that point C here and point D is along this equipotential drop, this red one. And we said that the head at or along a certain equipotential line would be the same, which means that the reading in the piezometer at point D would also be equal to 2.225 meters, also above the ground surface. So that would be the answer for the first question. And for the second question, we are asked to determine the rate of seepage through the flow channel 2 here. So what would be the rate of seepage along this flow channel 2? We have a formula. The change in the discharge is equivalent to K multiplied by H divided by N sub D. Since we are only asked to solve for the rate of seepage along the second flow channel, that would be equal to, the K is given, 5 by 10 raised to negative 3. This is in centimeters per seconds. If you want the rate in meter per second, so we have to multiply this by 100, so this becomes meter. Then we have H is given to be, or H over ND, that is already known, which is 0.555. So we can just multiply this by 0.555. This is in meters. Therefore, our rate of seepage would be 2.775 raised to negative 5. This would be in cubic meters per seconds per unit length.